Hey, beautiful. Welcome back. We are so excited about today's segment. It's about fashion shows. Now, I have done them from the very beginning of my fashion life. I remember the first one being there, and it's the most spectacular feeling. So we're going to talk about it. Stay tuned, and you're going to learn how to do your own fashion show. Okay, guys, talking about fashion shows. Now, throughout the segment, we're going to be showing you some of my fashion shows, which are filled with probably the most exciting moments of my life. It was one of the first things I did with my husband. He came to see one. And my mother, that now is in heaven, was in the audience. And this fashion show was filled with gorgeous drag queens. And one of them came down and gave my mother a dozen of red roses. That picture I kept forever. Fashion show. Now, how do you actually start off by even considering having one? Well, first you need a line of clothes. Clothing, jewelry, accessories, whatever your specialty is. You have to create a line. And it has to be a vision, your own vision. So mine was always vintage, a little old-fashioned with some sexy. But mostly it were suits for men, and then it was dresses for beautiful women. So you want to create some fashion line. Now, I do and talk to a lot of kids and a lot of adults that say, oh, I've made a dozen of this and a dozen of that. That's really good. But you need to show at least 60 pieces in a fashion show when it's your own fashion show. Now, I've been a part of Mercedes-Benz fashion shows, and it was fabulous. And I usually showed about a dozen to 15 couture dresses. Now, that means they were all one of a kind. Something that I was going to make more of, depending on how the reaction to the audience. I mean, that's why you're doing it, to create a vibe between you and your clients, the audience. So what I did at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Show is that I always showed about 15 spectacular pieces. And usually by the end of the night, people were bidding on them. I did one fashion show that somebody bid, $30,000 for the whole line. She loved it. I was still able to make those pieces, the ones that I really like, and put them into my fashion line. So to do a fashion show, you have to start off with a few things. You have to start off with where you want to have it. You need some advertisement. You need some marketing. Most important, you need a fabulous product. Something that you have spent time with. So for me, what I did is that I would have every year, or maybe 2 or 3 different big fashion shows, but at least one. And that one consists of what I felt like we wanted to see, not at that moment, but next year. So you're always a year ahead of time. So right now the colors are green, very dark green, and a light pink. Those are supposed to be the fashion colors. So if I was creating a fashion show, I would not do those colors. I would imagine what the colors would be next year, and those would be the theme for me. Now, in merchandising, which I teach people in my stores, you got to have a theme. It's the same thing when you want to create a fashion show. What you want to do is that you want to turn around and have a story to tell. A story has a beginning, middle, and a fabulous ending. So what you're going to do is come up with a whole line of whatever you're doing. If it's jewelry, if it's purses, fabulous. Then what you want to do is you want to get into a fashion show that is with other designers. That's what I used to do. And then I came a one-man show. But there was times when I wanted to be a part of a group. So if I was weak, they would be strong. If I was strong, maybe I would overcome their weakness. We worked as a team. So I didn't compete with anybody. I didn't go into a fashion show with somebody that had the same vision as me. I wouldn't have done that. But I did go into fashion shows that complimented me, that we kind of worked as a good plate, like we had a mixture of everything. When you're picking your models for your fashion show, it's very important. The important part is you don't just pick for color, size, or weight, or age. You pick for what's good for your product. And remember, you want a product that's good for everybody. So what you want to do, I remember one fashion show, guys, there had been 150 models for one of the Mercedes-Benz fashion shows. And Lauren, fabulous lady that owned the fashion show, said, Jim, you get first picks. So I walked and I picked my models, different shapes, different color, different everything. And when I walked by and I'm like, so. But my gut feeling said, go with it. And I picked her. She wasn't the best in my show. She was the best of the night. So don't let a model features or the way she carries herself change your product. Because that's not what we do. Your product has to be the thing, the object, the story to tell. The model is your accessory. Fabulous to have them, but they are the accessory. So when you're picking your models, kind of pick a little bit of everybody, but let it go with the story that you're trying to tell. Now, if you're having it at a beautiful establishment, your menu, you kind of want to turn around and see that it goes with you. Like, I would always have vintage stuff all around us, so people felt the vibe with my dresses. Now, one of the things you're going to have to do is get some advertisement out there. I encourage for you to get some kind of a production company to kind of help you and let them know that you're new, that you have a small budget and you need them to help you work it. So your fashion show is, as an example, a sample of what you feel inside. So now what we're going to do is come up with your own line that is fabulous. Don't compromise with that. If you're a part of a show, you need at least 12 or 15 pieces. If you the entire show, you need about 60 pieces. You can get away with a little less, the show would be shorter. You need to pick your fabulous models in all shapes and sizes and heights and ages. You need to find the venue that is fabulous for you as well for whoever else is in that fashion show. So it could be an empty warehouse, but it has to go with the theme of that you're trying to express. You need to get a marketing, production, and advertisement team that you can afford. If it's small, it's small. If you need to do trade, I used to do trade, do that. I'll make you a dress if you give me a little something. All of this gets you where you're at. Most important, you need a good cameraman and a good video man. Kind of like I have right in front of me. The best. But you can have to do what you can afford. So I hope this helped you a little bit to understand to put together a fashion show isn't easy, but it's thrilling. It's life-changing. So in the very end, I'm going to give you a little Jimmylee suggestion how your fashion show can be a hit. Remember, guys, to subscribe, stay tuned, tell your friends. We have so much media stuff going on. We have the Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have our Facebook friends. We have it all, so please be a part of everything. This is a merry-go-round, baby. You don't want to get off. I love you. Stay tuned for my little suggestion. Okay, guys. Now for my little suggestion. Use me. Don't abuse me, but use me. In other words, I want you to give me some questions. I want you to give me what you think you need to make your dream come true. So you can message me, you can put down anything you want as a question to say, Jimmy, how do I get started? How do I pick the fabrics? How do I pick the models? What should I do? How do I get somebody to draw what I'm thinking? How do I get what's in my head on a piece of paper? Let me help you. I've had many people help me. I've had big designers help me. I've had people that care about watching me grow, give me the assistance that I need, that hand. Let me be your hand. So you're gonna message me, you're gonna give me a comment, you're gonna do whatever it takes, and I'm gonna help you get to where you wanna be. Remember guys, I say this to my husband with my kids all the time, it takes a village. I mean, you can't do this alone. I always say to you, just you is enough. Trust me, I know that. But when you want to gain and obtain knowledge, and you got somebody like me ready to give it to you, damn, take it. I love you. Remember, fashion starts from within. So my tip right now is take advantage of the knowledge I have. Let it make you bigger and better than you have ever been before. Have a great day. And remember, beauty starts with just you. And you're beautiful.